2 Megapops is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to get 2 million or more pops with a single tower throughout the 95 rounds of CHIMPS itself. And today we're going to be doing this with the Apache Prime. We've done it with Apache Starship on Carved, but we have yet to do the better variant of the Starship. So the most difficult part of this whole scenario is actually going to be the start of our journey. So this little frame down here is going to be our overclock, and this back here is going to be our backmost defense. So hopefully this is going to go well. The big word here is hopefully, because at the moment I am already getting a little bit of a problem. So we have to put some plain dart monkeys at the back just so that they are able to clear up residues that will escape the wrath of the engineer with his nail gun. Hopefully we'll be able to get Geraldo down in due course, because we're going to need him in order to make our helicopter in the mid game able to pop camos. Hopefully these will be popped, and there we go. I've done some test games and I noticed that if a balloon gets around here and the dart monkey is here, the dart monkey tends to aim in the wrong direction, meaning that a red balloon will be able to escape. Fun times all round. Right, we have enough money for Geraldo, and this is going to be our backmost defense over here, although I think we're going to also need a shooty turret at the back here as well, because some of these mid-teens are going to be very difficult until we're able to place down the Heli Pilot. So let's see, we're going to place this down over here. We may even need to use a creepy idol to help us out here, but we're going to see how the rounds go. Things may look terrible, but guess what? It's even worse than you think it is. Put these all the back here so they don't get pops at the front. Although ideally this will be the worst spot if this was reverse chimps, as in they start from a reverse position. I wonder how many strategies would be a bit different if there was actually a mode where it is chimps but they start from the other side of a track. Yeah, these pink balloons are going to cause a few issues, but at the moment they'll all be neutralized. Excellent. I tell you what, this is going much more successful than my test games I've done. Like in my test games, I've been dying a lot on the teens of rounds, but here, no issues whatsoever at the moment. And now we have our Heli Pilot down, so hopefully we'll be able to get this thing up to quad darts, and then we'll put an invisibility potion down, because I'm planning on pairing this thing with bottom paths so that we're able to fire our darts, our missiles, our everything, even faster. I can't even tell what's going on the left there. There we go. Quad darts is here. Let's see how 23 goes. The rest of them will be cleared up over there. Excellent. And yeah, we won't have enough pursuit. Let's see. Now we're gonna need invisibility potion, our Heli Pilot, because I don't want anything else to get camo pops at this point. Well, not at all actually. All camo pops will be dealt with by our Heli Pilot. And you also big news, we're not going to be using a submersion support at all for this run. How do you think I'm going to deal with the leads around 27? Well, that is a very, very simple solution. We might need to restart this run actually, because I think getting the bottom path down there was actually a bad... Yeah, that's a bad idea. I'm going to need to restart this run. Some odd reason I'm really struggling around 15. What was my placement last time to make this better? These pinks are annihilating me. Great, now I can't even get the Heli Pilot to be in range fast enough because it flies so slowly. There we go, now the run is saved. I did have to put some spikes at the very end of the track though, because this was not going well for me. Like, I couldn't replicate my first run's perfect placement of the engineer. And this is like my third attempt now of trying to do this. But alas, we are back in a sort of good position here, but I would like some quad darts because I'm kind of weak against these balloons right about now. As long as our Heli Pilot can get the pink balloons, the rest of the towers on the track should be able to deal with them. So quad darts is accessible, but I've got to make sure that I can get cleansing foam down for round 28 for the leads, because they're going to be the only things that I have at my disposal at the moment in order to actually pop them. Okay, so I'm going to need invisibility potion here, and do not mess with the Heli Pilot any further unless I know I've got the muns for the cleansing foam. And then from there we can do what we like, because our only weakness at the moment are lead. So I try to get cleansing foam our first try around, but it didn't go so well because of our lack of money. Round 27, we should be able to get 920 for round 28 because of the numerous number of balloons that spawn on this round, which is lovely. And yep, there we go, cleansing foam. And hey, guess what? There's a little bit of a track there, which is very ideal for that mana. So that is all good. Let's come in around here, and the foam will pop them. Do you think that it can pop the cleansing foam? But otherwise, it removes the camo status and the regrowth status. Somebody thought in the comment section below my previous video that it can also remove the fortified status. Imagine how OP this would be. Actually, once upon a time, the cleansing foam was bugged where it can slow down bads. Yeah, I'm not joking about that. Look up that. There we go, now we've got 202 helicopter, which is brilliant. And the beauty of putting it over here means that we can put perishing potions on our alchemist, which is going to buff our Heli Pilot here. And it's not going to affect anything else like balloons on the track, because we don't want it to do any pops, the alchemist. We have raised the rotors and we have reapplied the invisibility potion for this particular round and endeavor to do this. I forgot my train of thought there. We're also not going to remove this thing here, because this is actually going to be quite helpful, so that if the engineer does try to fire its nail guns this way, this will provide as a blockage to its projectiles. So speaking of the alchemist, we're going to place him down over here. And the beauty of placing the Heli Pilot over here means that we can put the alchemist here. We can put perishing potions on the alchemist, and it's not going to be able to reach the track. Brilliant. But the only downside is that we can't put Jerry's fire on it, because this is a bit of a useless spot for it. And people will be like, this is a crap spot to put it on because you can't put Jerry's fire on it. Well, let me tell you, little Timmy, we are not going to be needing Jerry's fire with a behemoth like Apache Prime. Round 45, and we have a 220 village by our Razor Rotors, so that this thing can pop camos without needing invisibility potion, but we will reapply it once we get the level 19 variant of invisibility potion. Since a lot of people don't like me using cleansing foam on the track, well, I'm going to try and see if I can revive these old bones over here by putting the cleansing foam on it. If not, then, well, at least people will not complain about me again putting cleansing foam on the track and then thinking that I'm doing something wrong. Again. I don't like complaining, but some people in the comment section below can be way too overzealous about the things that I do wrong, rather than all of the things that I do right within a game. Like, you know, I get the 2 Megapops, I get the 2 TC most of the time, but then there's always something in which people find to complain about, some little nick or knack, rather than looking at, I don't know, some things which I'm doing right. Let's say alchemizing our Heli Pilot, even though it only has like 10% uptime on it. You know, it's a little bit of a boost in power, but we've got the MIB up, so now its darts can pop leads and its explosions can pop blacks and zebras, which is going to be especially helpful when it comes to the DDT. Next up, we're going to get our overclock in place so that our Apache dart ship is able to attack even faster than it can normally do already. But we're going through round 63 very easily, actually. All of our weaponry is doing very good against all of these grouped ceramics. So one hiccup near the very start and then not being able to revive that magic that we had with round 15 when it came to all those pink balloons. Somehow I did it the very first time, but yet all the other times I thoroughly struggled on that round. Overclock is now here, so a lot of the rounds between now and like the late 80s is just going to pretty much be like this. Some rounds are going to be a little bit close, but nothing when it comes to like getting past the engineer monkey here. Engineer, have you revived this monster yet with your cleansing foam? What, you're saying it doesn't revive dead specimens? What kind of cleansing of your dead status foam is this? Because it's still looking like the same as it was before you were trying to cleanse it with your foam. Actually, as I think about it now, it's more likely to erode the bones than revive them. Round 75 is coming to a close. Here we go, round 76. We dealt with that beautifully. All those explosions ensured that those regrow balloons did not regrow overly. Round 78 is here, and all those ceramics were taken care of beautifully as well. The Apache Starship is very powerful until it gets to like the 90s, where it starts to wither without some intense buffs to it. I'm talking like permabrew, call to arms, or homeland defense, an overclock, or an ultra boost, stuff like that. It really falls off in the 90s, especially up against DDTs or about the MIB, because this scene is really weak against DDTs because of its darts and explosions. Not being able to do any damage, sorry. The only thing that could possibly damage it if it has middle path with the IFR are the razor rotors that it has. Like, they're the only things that can damage it within the Apache Starship form. Apache Prime, I don't know. Perhaps the explosions are somehow categorized as normal rather than explosive or bomb. Who knows? What do I know? All I do is play this game, and hopefully people watch this video and are able to learn something new from it. And I learned something new as well. Like, this is my first time doing a 2 Megapops run on crack, so it's a different map. It's another map which is quite easy, but I wouldn't say it is overly easy. It just depends on what 2 Megapops you're doing, because with this particular 2 Megapops, this obstacle here doesn't need to be removed. Round 81, we are 13k away from the Apache Prime, and all of our firepower issues will be non-existent. Why did I overclock the bloody village? No way, we're going to do that again, and we are going to take this from the top by overclocking the Starship rather than pointlessly buffing this just so that it has more range. Yeah, if you overclock a village, rather than getting a higher fire rate, it gives it more range. And again, it treats farms as the same as like attacking towers. It just produces more bananas, a higher fire rate of bananas, a higher rate of banana growth. That's actually a thing, actually. Like, the only way you can increase the number of bananas that are grown from a monkey farm, the top path at the very least, actually bottom path as well, is by giving it an overclock. I'm not too sure about the middle path, like if it increases the amount of money generated from that. I'm not too sure now. Miss with flare balloons. Miss with flare balloons 101. Can this pop a DDT on its own? Who knows? But we do have Apache Starship at our disposal now, which is very, very good. Very, very good. But now that it's a tier 5 tower, overclock now has like a 60 to 65% uptime now, which means once it gets to around like 7 o'clock, near 8 o'clock, then the little spinny effect that happens on it just does not happen at all. It goes away. So, with that in mind, where's Geraldo at? Okay, Geraldo's at level 17. I keep forgetting that in advanced maps, intermediate maps, advanced maps, and expert maps, heroes level up faster. I'm always used to doing chimps on beginner mode, or beginner map, so Geraldo usually hits level 20 when I put him down on the track, like 98 or around 99. Let's see. Oh, DDTs are being smothered there. Lovely. So next up, we're going to get called to arms. And then from there, After that, come on now, there we go. Now our fire rate can further increase. 29, and you know what? We're going to save every bit of money. Who knows? Maybe that 29 will be very significant. Let's see. We're going to put a invisibility potion on this because I want this to stick to Moabs, including these DDTs. And speaking of DDTs, we'll be able to stun them with a relentless glue when we get it. Let's see, overclock that. We're going to save call to arms around 95. I'm going to see how powerful it is up against the DDTs when you have the combination of both of them at the same time. Also, by putting this now on this, we now do more damage against camo balloons. Keep forgetting my train of thought, yeah? This is going brilliantly. Like, the only difficult part of this game was the early game, where balloons were leaking around 15 and other rounds after the first magical run. I'm going to keep calling it the magical run because somehow we got through those pink balloons. No issue. Okay, round 97 is here. What are we going to do with the rest of our money? I mean, I think a homeland defense is just out of our limits, so we'll see. We'll see how much money we get by the end of this round. Okay. Every time I press on the helicopter, somehow I keep pressing 2, which is initializing the call to arms ability there. Okay, so we won't have the money for the other things. So what could we do with the 31,000 that we have left? Let's see here. Let's see if we can get one of these down on the track. Yes, we can get ourselves an absolute 0. Handy. Okay. There's that, and there's call to arms. Lovely. Combine both, and this should be popped even sooner. Goody, goody, good gumdrops. Okay, so I'm going to slow this down so that we can get frame perfect timing of the absolute 0. There we go. Not frame perfect, but it was very good nonetheless. 5 pops, it stole. Okay, overclock that, and well, we've definitely done it. Oh gosh, look at that! 2,040,755 pops. Aside from our all pops ones, this is probably my most successful 2 Megapops runs when it comes to the tower I'm intending to do a 2 Megapops with, getting as many pops as possible. And I'm really happy as well doing this without using a submersion support, because I've always kind of anchored on that one tower in order to help us out with the camo balloons. But this time around, didn't need them. Didn't need it. Invisibility potion carried us all through the way. Like, Geraldo is an overused hero in CHIMPS, but if you have the means of having Geraldo and all of the perks that it gives towards like buffing towers just a little bit more, so it gives it like camo, it gives it more firepower, but with a little bit of less fire rate with the pickles or the Jerry's fire, then that is brilliant in and of itself. And we used our money very well there. We just managed to get an absolute 0. I always like getting cold snap so that it's able to affect DETs more than without it. Like, some people say that you can just do fine, but I prefer to have cold snap and not have it. So this says white zebras camos slows mouth class longer. It doesn't mention about leads though, that's the thing. Yeah, it doesn't mention lead, so that's why I think cold snap is good with this, because then this can the ability can then affect leads, which is what a DDT is. It's a lead, black, and camo. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what I did correct and what I didn't do correct down in the comment sections below. Despite getting 2,040,000 pops, which is a very successful run when it comes to 2 Megapops, there's always bound to be that one icky nicky picky person that always likes to poke holes in everything that I do, even though there was absolutely nothing wrong with that scenario aside from round 15 and a few other rounds after that on my second attempt where I kept failing, which you didn't see most of the failures there. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everyone.